Welcome to High Ground Cantina.
A 10 to 12 year film, it is a lot of dedication to keep it going. You want to do, I mean, that's a quarter of my life that I basically spent on this film. I could have made 6 movies in that time period.
This review is for an independent horror movie named Malibu Horror Story, finally getting its release on October 20th this year.
My name is Scott Slone. I'm the writer-director. It's weird now. The market is very, very different now. You guys are noticing it. A movie goes to the theater and at home, so you have to make the decision. Do we just buy it at home and chill, or do we support the business and go to the theater? So I hope everybody goes to the theaters, because I'm not going to lie. They will disappear on us. I come from the video store world. I worked my whole life in the video store.
Blockbuster.
They disappeared. Blockbuster video. They disappeared on us quick. So support the theaters, please.
I was lucky enough to see this a little over a year ago at the Houston Horror Film Festival, and it is a gem of a movie. It cleaned up awards all over the country. This is a Native American horror movie set in Malibu, originally designed to be a found footage film, but over the course of 12 years evolved into something more.
We tried to make, this movie took 12 years to make. So when you see the kids in the, what we call found footage portion of the film, that's the 4 original kids that went missing in Malibu. Those kids were unknown actors. We had to cast them, make sure they were unknown. We're from Los Angeles. That's real Los Angeles news. That's KTLA. That's our local news. Mm-hmm. And Rick Chambers, you've seen him in big blockbuster movies. He also does a lot of other movies. So I thought for audiences outside of Los Angeles, you'd recognize that newscaster maybe, because he's in a lot of movies like Nightcrawler. I mean, he's done a whole bunch.
Yeah,
he's been in a lot.
So we tried to make it as real as possible with those kids. So it started off as just a found footage movie in 2010 to 2012. And then in 2016, with the studio system, found footage just died. Meaning, no one wanted to buy your film anymore. No one wanted a found footage movie. They kind of oversaturated the market since Paranormal Activity came out until 2016. And so it kind of died, and so we had to come up with a clever way to still make the movie relevant. So what we did was, around 2018, ghost hunter shows were very, very popular. That Zach guy, on the Ghost Hunters, you guys know. So we decided to bring in 4 new actors. Her, Dylan, he's from Teen Wolf, and a couple other kids. Robert Bailey, he's in a lot of stuff as well. We brought them in to kind of put the found footage inside of a Ghost Hunters TV show. Because the biggest kind of, problem a lot of people have with found footage is you sit through kind of an hour of nothing happening. So we wanted to make it a little bit more entertaining and engaging to kind of create a true crime, kind of paranormal, kind of investigator show. So that's that, and then we wrapped that actually inside of kind of a traditional horror movie. So it's really a found footage movie wrapped inside of a ghost hunter show, wrapped inside of a traditional horror movie.
Wow. Merry Christmas.
Familiar faces include horror's favorite contortionist, Twisty Troy. This movie has the distinction of being Troy James's first film.
One skinwalker that crawls upside down.
Yes.
Did you hire a contortionist to achieve that?
So that's Troy James. When we used him, he had not really done anything. He was on Canadian's version of America's Got Talent. And now he's huge. He's in Hellboy, he's in Scary Stories, he's Jiggly Man, he's in everything. He's in Nightmare Alley. He actually gets a speaking part. He's the Snake Man in Nightmare Alley. Guillermo del Toro just used him for everything. So he's huge now. So now,
Well, we were the first ones to use
we were.
Yeah.
But yes, that is a real contortionist. There is no, there's probably very, very little visual effects. Everything is practical effects.
Not spoiling anything, but there is an awesome practical effect showcased in Malibu Horror Story's trailer involving a tent.
We tried that in 2013, 2015, and 2017. So we brought in, for the tent scene, he was asking about the tent scene, maybe I could hear it. We brought in a whole test audience. You can basically test audience your film for specific. So we did it in Long Beach, the Regal Theater, brought in a whole bunch of people. The tent scene just didn't work. People fill out a form, they let you know what you like and don't like. The tent scene wasn't working. We knew it wasn't working. We didn't spend a lot of money on it. And so it's crazy that we tried it again. We spent a lot of money. It didn't really work. And then we brought in a stunt coordinator, Steve Rizzo, who's a pretty big stunt coordinator. What he did was the stunt actor that played Ashley's part, she actually said, I'll get in the tent. And I said, are you kidding me? You're going to really? Because we were just going to put basketballs in the tent, drag it away, speed it up in post. So what happened was Steve brought in a Jeep, hooked the tent up to the back of the Jeep. The stunt performer was hooked to that line inside the tent. And as soon as they got dragged, she just started flailing her arms. So that is a real person being dragged, I don't know, 60 yards out of a tent.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
She was padded.
Yeah.
So during the found footage portion of the film, it's revealed that one of the missing teens' name is Jake Torrance. So I had to ask the director of the film this hard-hitting question.
So was Jake Torrance a Stephen King reference? Or
Yes, absolutely.
you have some
The
other
Shining,
Easter eggs in there?
The Native American, The Shining, Jake Torrance and Jack Torrance. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So there is a history to Malibu and Santa Barbara on our coast. There is a history of the Dawes Act, of people coming in, basically stealing the land. This is a thing that we did in this country. So yes, that is real. But just like The Shining or Poltergeist, I'm using the kind of our history's myths and Native American folklore as the backdrop of it. But yes, Malibu has a history of this. Those caves, shamans did reside in those caves. Those caves were looked at as portals to the other world. So yes.
So a special thank you to director Scott Slone and actress Valentina de Angelis for taking the time for this Q&A at the Houston Horror Film Festival. This film is a work of love. You should definitely check it out. One of the best films of the year. Thank you for joining High Ground Cantina.